added the channels because
That's
I'm
good.
using also Restream, so I think it's also integrated. I just enabled. But I understand them. I understand this hack, right? Imagine it's completely immoral, right? What they did. But imagine there is this Vietnamese guys, and then suddenly they're like, guys, we can make millions now, and you just don't think clear that you will not be able to escape with it because it's all trackable, right? And you just make emotional decision. You make the 10 minutes decision, right? And that's gonna ruin all your reputation. So
And
essentially, like,
you're right.
are they bad people? I don't know. Like, I think they are just people. They did what people would do. Like, they did what humans would do with this exploit. I don't think there would be many people who would not do it. I think Jacob, for example, would not do it, right? um because he's like rightful. I don't want to speak what I would do it, because every time, like, when you speak about yourself, you believe you would do better than you would actually do. So I don't know. um so yeah, they just did mistake and ruined their reputation across cosmos. I think they still come back probably as the Anons.
Yeah, yeah,
um
yeah, yeah. They said we weren't thinking clearly. This is not good. We have to work with Sunny, get the money back. But let's let's go into let's go into the 2023 outlook for Cosmos.
mhm.
I wrote down three things. I wrote down the token price resilience since the bear market started. I wrote down ICS, and then I wrote down grants program. So, what do you want to start? Where do you want to start? Not
uh
financial advice.
Token, let's go with the first one, token price resilience, which is
Yeah.
really um
This what I think is people are selling all their airdrops and their other IBC tokens and just putting it into Atom. That's what I think. I, what do you think? I thought it was pretty resilient, the price.
it's crazy because Cosmos Hub has one of the highest issuance across the chains, right? And despite that, it outperforms. So
Yep.
whether there is, like, there might be two things, right? On the one side is the actually community and people in the Cosmos believing of the huge potential and giving this massive buying pressure, because at this Cosmos has massive sell pressure as well from all the centralized validators, right?
Right, right, right.
That sell millions. So you must have a lot of buying pressure, or there is this really high potential that people see of the Cosmos Hub playing like crucial role for the whole crypto ecosystem, and that's the price resilience. This issuance of the token now is like extremely high. The inflation is at over 14%. We probably would have to change it, but like what I was always saying to people, um which is, many people would say I'm not true, that you don't have to have deflationary tokenomics to do it right. you know
Right.
this is the reason why I'm like not really so bullish on Bitcoin, because if you have this massive expansion of Cosmos, for example, which is most popular token, like by far. It's not even comparable how traded is that on centralized exchanges compared to other Cosmos tokens, right? So, but this additional issuance also give you a lot of liquidity, right? So there are people buying, but the issuance grow, and with that, more people join. Because the tokens is simply dumped on the other people. You don't have to have deflationary tokenomics, because when you have deflationary tokenomics, you make this token essentially store of value, and if you have store of value, this takes away from being the kind of liquidity, I believe, right? Because it's too restrictive. So for example, your main incentives for the Bitcoin is hold it and never use it. But
Yes.
if, let's say, Bitcoin would be, but those people who hold a lot of this, they also would like to tell you Bitcoin is money. But if Bitcoin would become money, they would not use it as the medium of exchange, but you would be using this as the teacher who has to feed the family. You would go and pay with it, and you would continue liquidating your Bitcoin, right? Because
Yeah,
you would have to do it, but they don't have to do it because they have a lot of this, but you have to. So that's why the purpose of Bitcoin being, having the hard cap is a problem, and it can never become medium of exchange because it puts people like you at the disadvantage. The issuance put people at you at non-disadvantage.
I
So
think
Ethereum right now as well, the same thing happened. So
it's
I'm not
too
sure if.
even low inflation is not enough. It's too early in crypto to
Mhm.
start limiting the supply of anything. I think there has to be some inflation. The hard caps are not realistic.
Yes.
And I was talking with someone last week, and they said that there will be redesign of the tokenomics as you approach these hard caps, right?
Mhm.
And even for
Yeah.
Bitcoin, they expect
Exactly. So, how many users Cosmos have? 100,000 people?
not
It's
there.
nothing,
It's not
right?
that many. No, I
So,
saw a statistic for the month of November or October. I can't remember which one. They said like 25,000 active wallets, and I got
yeah.
depressed. I like threw
And,
up a little bit in my mouth. Here's a good question,
and
actually. When you finish your thought, we should look at this question.
yeah, so this is like, why you want to, I think 14% additional tokens is a lot, right? And I think there might be less of the atoms staked, so the inflation would approach 20. So that's maybe a lot, right? But the issuance of atoms is not necessarily the issue here. Um, maybe less, but this like when the adoption is so low as 25,000 active wallets,
Yeah,
that's nothing. Like,
that's
let's
nothing.
hit few million users first, okay? Let's then think about redesigning, because
Yeah.
if you want decentralized, like, unless you want more centralized network, then it's okay. That's like nothing wrong. You want more centralized, restrict this. Um, but I don't see that big of the issue as of now. Not sure.
This question is a good one, right? What will bring in new people without inflation? Well, are you really making money with inflation? Like if you're holding a token and staking it and the inflation is equal to the staking rewards, yes, your number of tokens is going up, but
Hmm?
you're not making anything. You're keeping your head above water. That's about it. What would you say to this?
Well, without that inflationary tokenomics, you have to have fun in the ecosystem. So, for example, if you have some really fun NFTs that people get
Yeah,
crazy about, like, so we don't have it, but imagine like in Cosmos, suddenly there is this NFT and it did like 2x, 5x, 10x, and it's going up. And suddenly you have all the influencers from outside of the ecosystem buying Cosmos, and then people start buying Atom, right? So they will be betting on the value of the NFT outperforming the Atom, and that will bring adoption, obviously, right? Those
right.
things. So this weird degen thing, gambling, bring adoption to the ecosystem.
Anything
I think.
anything entertainment, I think would
Yes.
entertainment and practical use case would
Yeah.
bring users. And then, like I think, like you said, you could worry about the redesign of the tokenomics when you're in the
Mhm.
millions of daily users, or if there's a
Yeah.
necessity. But yeah, I think the inflation, if adoption is more or less with inflation, I don't think the inflation is a negative. But for some tokens where the inflation is like, 50, 100%, they have a big
Mhm.
problem in the bear market, a really big problem.
but but yeah, let's also, like, the definition of inflation, right? It's increasing the prices, right? So what is the atom currency, is the atom commodity, because if you make the atom issuance slashing it will cause inflation because it will cost more in the US dollars. So then it becomes the problem because atom becomes more expensive, right?
Right. Well,
That
when I
that's
think of
how it
inflation,
works.
I think of the supply
Yeah, yeah,
outpacing the
yeah. So
demand, right?
so I don't really like people using the word inflation, because it's like just for we don't really call USD inflationary, right? Like it's the supply, it's the money supply. We use the word money supply.
We don't say emissions either.
Yeah. So So maybe we should like say emissions, additional emissions or supply of the tokens instead of inflation, because inflation would mean like, hey, one atom buys you less coffee tomorrow than today, right? Like that would essentially mean that. But like inflation, it means it's just expanding, right? So
Right. You're
um
it's inflation, but you feel it in terms of buying power, right? Like
yeah.
for me, I was at the supermarket today, and where I live, usually like apples are like $1.49 for a pound of apples, and they're like 2.99 now. And I was like, oh, this must be Russia's fault that these apples are so expensive, or this must be FTX's
Mhm.
fault, or this must be the UFO's fault for this inflation. It's always a crisis that causes inflation, and not like mismanagement of the money supply. And yeah, like everything's like doubled in price in the
Yeah,
last like couple of years.
you should buy atoms. You can see that the atoms, since like 2020, when you had inflation of the price, the atom value increased, and it increased threefold on average. I think, like I'm not saying like before the whole crash, atom was at $5, right, in February 2020. Now it's at close to $14. At the same time, you had the if you would stake it, you would make more atoms, and the price increased the certain amount there. So essentially, atom was your hedge against inflation. The people say the atom tokenomics is unsustainable, right? Because there's to the but actually atom has proven to be great hedge against inflation here. Like
I think the
irony,
tokenomics
right?
are good. I didn't like the part of Atom 2.0 bringing the emissions down to like, what was it, like 1% or a half percent.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
gonna stake Juno if they do it. That's it. Gonna buy like I don't
what do
have
you
much.
think? What do you think about ICS? What's your ideal scenario for ICS if you're staking Atom, in your
But
opinion?
before that, let me. Do you know Tim? What's the Tim Dillon, the CEO of J.P. Morgan? It's very interesting. Week ago or something, quite confidently, he on some presentation, he sat and happily said the Bitcoin will not have fixed supply. He said Bitcoin will have inflation. That's it. And who said that, like, and I think that's interesting point, and people should know this. No one decides that Bitcoin will have fixed supply. Like, it's not impossible to change it.
Right.
And if the miners will not make enough from the fees in the future, right? Because then consensus will be to change it and issue additional Bitcoin
Yeah, yeah,
to
yeah, especially
reward
if
the
adoption is
work.
picking up. Yeah,
Yes,
'cause
yes.
like
So mhm,
for me, I think a lot of the Bitcoin is gonna be tied up in funds, right? There will be like
mhm.
custodial accounts, let's say, ideally like pension funds, right?
Yeah.
If you want pension funds, you want companies to hold 1% Bitcoin on their
Mhm.
books, right? All that Bitcoin is out of the supply. If that happens, Bitcoin will be able to definitely withstand a redesign of the tokenomics, making it
Mhm.
inflationary again. I would imagine, but that's Bitcoin.
Yeah,
What
so I think they might introduce 1 or 2% in the future when it's too low, and it will be fine. Like it will
I
be
think so
actually. I
too.
think maybe it will be okay for Bitcoin. Yeah,
Uh,
at least the CEO of J.P. Morgan, the ones who rule this world, the lords of humanity, believe so. So
we have a tax question. I know nothing about taxes. I just give everything to my accountant, and she calls everything Bitcoin, even if it's an NFT. So, um,
I know
I
nothing
am
about taxes. This is my papers from my accountant. It's so same.
yeah, for the taxes, I write down when I sell it, and I have no cost basis. So
But
there's
luckily, I
that.
live in the tax heaven also. So I mean, it's
I
not
do
really
not.
there.
I get hammered from every angle with taxes, and I end up
You
paying
live in the
everything.
greatest country in the world, so you pay the price. That's the price. To live in the greatest country in the world, you have to pay money, and I think it's absolutely fair. I think they
Well,
should increase the taxes in US.
I think it's definitely we get our money's worth when we send like a $30 billion jet to shoot down a balloon like that. That's the privilege that you get when you're paying 40% tax when it's all
Hmm.
said and done. More you pay more if you own property, right? Your taxes could be 50% of your salary.
But it's entertainment. It shows you how strong is your country. You can shoot down the balloon. Imagine you're in some Moldova, right? You don't even have anything there. Like the balloons fly above, and you
You have
can't
to
do
send up
nothing.
another balloon, right? You send up another balloon. You hope
Yes,
you hope they collide.
and with the and people try to shoot it with the, with the arrows, the other balloon. So I think, yeah, it's great privilege to live in US. I
Send like
mean,
five jets, a whole bunch of tanks just to shoot
yeah,
down a weather
and
balloon
this
from like a
and the
college
jets
student's
are like
project.
super fast. Like this is some power show. I love it. I wish I'd be American so I could, see this power.
I
You
think
feel
on
not
the
threatened,
on what's that?
and you also feel not threatened, right? Like, imagine you are on some holiday in some island, right? And then there is this massive tragedy happen, right? And imagine there was on this island were Americans, and once again, let's use Moldovans, right? So there is tragedy, there's massive flood on the island. 12 hours passed, Americans come to rescue their own cities, and the Moldovans are stuck there for a whole year till the United Nations
Well,
send
no,
them
and
some
then
help.
and then 3 months later, a bunch of Americans would do a fundraiser and send them
Yeah.
materials to build boats by themselves. Yeah, yeah. No, I think on the 4th of July, I think on the 4th of July this year, people are gonna send up balloons and shoot them down with firecrackers just for the symbolism that we'll never forget the day
Yeah.
that a balloon threatened our country.
God bless America. When I was in US, that's all I was saying. Like every time I saw something cool, I was saying God bless America.
When I left the
So
country and I came back, the first thing I did when I came back, I took the train into Manhattan and I just walked around Manhattan and took pictures. And there was a homeless guy selling he was selling condoms that had a picture of Sarah Palin on it.
can you repeat? Because it lagged.
No,
What he was saying?
he was selling condoms, individual condoms, and the wrapper had a picture of Sarah Palin on it.
God bless America. Like how to it's the best country on earth. That's what I'm
That's when
saying.
the supply chains were good. You could get that, you can get that right into the middle of Manhattan to
Yeah.
a homeless entrepreneur's into his hands. And I just walked around Manhattan. I just couldn't. I'm like, this is that even this is the best place to visit of all the places I've been to. This is still the best place to visit. And then
Mhm.
and then on my way home, there was like a massive altercation on the train that I wouldn't have missed it for the world. It was one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Yeah. Like this is good city that I live. It has a lot of tall buildings. It has apparently the most impressive skyline, skyscraper, the most skyscrapers and
Yeah,
stuff. But when I was in New York, I looked at the New York architecture, and I saw these tall buildings made of stone,
yeah.
look like from Batman movie. And I looked and I said loudly, white men white men built those buildings, and I was proud. That's what I Well, that's a little bit overstatement. There was probably like also black men. I should say Western men built those buildings. And I was really proud here. Even I'm not American. I was proud of America, right? They built of the tall buildings, all of the steel and glass here. America has the class, right? That's the
I
like
like the futuristic skyscrapers mingled in with those old New York City buildings, whether it's
yeah,
I love the Empire
beautiful.
State Building. I think there's nothing that looks better than that. But then
Yeah,
like
amazing.
the new Freedom Towers, they don't really match the city, but they're still
Mhm.
pretty impressive. My grandfather worked on the World Trade Centers, the original ones, when he was because he was construction, and he got to one of those guys that sat on the beams and ate his lunch every day.
Yeah, that's amazing, right? And that's the history. That's the power of the West.
Oh, look, it looks like one of our viewers already knows the agenda, because we were talking about chemical castration via air pollution earlier, and I think it's a big problem, and I think NFTs can pull us out of this this testosterone lull that some of us feel. I think there are actual NFT collections proven to do that.
Well, I have solution. Just stop drinking tap water, people. Did you see the pipes that this water is delivered to you? And just buy bottled water with the sparkles, like the real men from the wealthy countries do.
I've got
That's
some right here.
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Just
I've
stop
got some right
drinking
here.
tap water, or boil it before drinking, because no offense, but it really, it's chemical castration there. It removes the toxic masculinity. Next thing you know, you having enlarged breasts, right? Uh, we need to be serious here. Be
They could
careful.
check that too. You could check that, like, when you go to the
Hmm.
doctor. So I I always use a Brita or my fancy sparkling water on Fridays, and sometimes there's alcohol mixed into it. It's that kills all the lead, and
Hmm.
you get to live to fight another day.
Yeah, I have Perrier water in yeah, it's in cans, right? So it's not ideal. It should be in glass. I have canned sparkling Perrier water. Um, you know, so it's no dangers, and I don't know what's the water in the pipes here. The water come from China, so I don't want to even imagine what they deliver to me to consume, right?
Our water is quite good here, despite being so close to New York City. So they
Oh
tell
man.
us. So they tell us. But I use a Brita. But when I travel to other countries, I drink the tap water. Like I've drank the tap water in Colombia, Cambodia, uh,
Ooh. Are you serious?
yeah, the Philippines, Vietnam. Well, it's in Vietnam, you know how they get you? They put ice cubes in the beer. That's what they do over there. So
Well, I'm just saying, people. I think people don't realize that the risk you've been taking drinking tap water in those places. Like,
yeah, I did it just like as a bucket list. I check it off. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
Bahamas, Cambodia, Vietnam, Malaysia. Just yeah,
gambler. You are literally gambling with
I,
your
I
life here.
I used to, yes. I was more
Just
risk averse, let's say.
for everyone wondering, if you ever walk next to the like canal in New York and you sniff it, this is exactly how fresh water in Cambodia smell. That's what Joe was drinking.
I was only there for
That's
5 days. I had to live it up.
Yeah. I also was in Cambodia. Did you enjoy?
Yeah, I was in Phnom Penh. I thought it was great. I was thought it was great. My hotel room
Absolutely.
was $5
Wow.
a night, and I had so much
Yeah.
disposable income for those 5 days. I thought the food was like I thought like
Disgusting.
no, I liked it. They had like
Wow.
really good for some reason they had really good pizza there, like wood
Hmm.
oven pizza, and a lot of the restaurants were owned by either Americans or Canadians who I guess were exiled from the country, but they owned restaurants. So I thought it
Hmm.
was good. I was only 5 days though, but I like the culture there is just different, like the nightlife than what I'm used to. It's just
Hmm.
different. It's just different.
If you ever lose the life in America, just go to Cambodia and like just
Mm.
go down this rabbit hole just to end your life, right? So like the first night I arrived, we arrived in the Phnom Penh, and our hostel was near the Phnom Penh red light district, I think.
In Phnom Penh,
So we arrived. It was like one a.m. or something like this, and me and my friend, let's go out. I was more fun then, right? Like now I'm not fun. I'm married man, aging now, not the same energy. And we went to the bar, and they love playing games in the bar. Like you play the game with the bartender, and you lose, you pay the drink, right? You win, you get the free drink,
that's right.
and you always lose. You always lose because they know how to. And we play the games with them like till 6 a.m. or something like this. Yeah, like it was one of the best holiday I had, despite like Cambodia is such shithole. So we played the games, we got drunk, We actually spent like $100 each in the bar, which is like massive for Cambodia, right? Like 6 a.m., went to sleep, woke up 12, took the bus to Kampot. We spent in Kampot, the village, drive the scooters. They're really amazing. I enjoyed there. Smoke tons of weed, which is very common in Cambodia. That's
I used to play Connect Four with my students. Like when I was teaching them
Mhm,
English, we would play Connect Four. And
mhm,
when I was in, it wasn't Cambodia, but in Thailand, it was the same thing. You play a game with the bartender, and the bartender pretends they don't know how to play, but before you
mhm,
know it, you're buying bottles of liquor for like 50 times the price. But
mhm.
she chose the wrong game, and I demolished her every single time in Connect Four. And she got replaced midway through the shift because they were giving out too much free liquor to me and my friend, and I just kept. It was like a massacre. I think they sent her home, and because she lost like because a bottle of liquor in Thailand is like $7, right? Like for a
Mhm.
bottle of rum. And I think we got through like more than half the bottle of rum. We didn't pay for anything, and they just assigned the girl something else to do. Like now her job is to like
Clean
wash
the toilets.
wash dishes. Yeah. And but yeah, I was really good at Connect Four, and that was the only time it ever came in handy. I
Mm.
demolished this poor bartender, and I think we got more money in free liquor than like her salary was for that month, probably. In those
Maybe it's not that bad. Thailand is okay, right? I lost also my phone in Cambodia. In the truck, I was
oh
drunk,
wow.
and then men pick us up in this little. It was Western men in this. And next day, I tried to search my phone. It was already in Phnom Penh on the market, somewhere
I
there. So I
I
bought
I
myself a
didn't
new.
I didn't even bring a phone to Cambodia. I don't know. I didn't know what I was doing. I brought my laptop, but so I could find hotels and stuff, and I did not bring a phone. I'd had my
It was the best
passport.
thing that happened that I lost my phone, because then for the next 2 or 3 days I didn't have phone. So I actually really enjoyed. I
Let's
connected.
someone in the chat asked about the validator rankings. Do you want to do that?
Yeah,
Last time.
on the hub. We still didn't talk about ICS, but yeah,
Oh right.
let's.
Let's
I
let's
I No,
let's
it's
talk
okay.
about.
I ruined all this
No, it's
interview.
okay. That's okay. You're good
Hmm.
at going off topic on other people's channels. Um,
Hmm.
all right, here.
I.
All right. So I last time we did Juno. Last time we did Juno.
Mhm.
Now we got the hub. So people people that didn't join us last time, here are our rankings, right? There are basically three classes of validators. There's A, there's C, and then there's the F family. Um, Pretty sure Don Cryptonium starts off in the A category from last time
Yeah,
because that
it's actually, like, I actually looking. I'm a little bit upset because I'm voting no all the time on Cosmos proposals, and it makes me think: Am I doing something wrong, or I'm actually on the one righteous validator up there that should be on number one? So I questioned myself, and I answered that I'm the most righteous validator out there. I'm like, if Cosmos would have president, I should be the one.
all right. Speaking of voting no, let's go to Steakfish.
Hmm.
Steakfish is a well-known is I think they're the number one
Hmm.
validator on the hub or number two.
Hmm.
Steakfish doesn't vote except to vote yes on spends, it looks like. Um,
Hmm. That's
I
correct.
after Prop 89, I emailed them and said, since you're supporting this content creator's channel for this much money, does this mean you will follow suit if similar props are put to governance? And they wrote back a long email about how they support education. However, based on feedback from the community, they are going to think twice before they fund a similar proposal in the future. So they just
Nice.
funded like maybe someone that they knew, right? So,
Mhm.
but they are the number one validator. Where do we want to put Steakfish? In this is Cosmos Hub, not Juno. So there's different validators than last
Hmm.
time.
So, I had interview for a job with Steakfish before. Very weird.
Oh, here we go.
Um, just to give you background, Stakefish is also the founder of Stakefish, is co-founder of F2 Pool, one of the largest Bitcoin mining company that is known for market manipulations, not only Bitcoin, also on Ethereum, very shady. But as the validator, very reliable. I think amazing infrastructure. Literally, you can't put them down. Like it's amazing validator. I assume they pay well to the employees. It seems they try their best, and I think they should be at the position F.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could try your best. It doesn't mean you're a winner.
Yes,
All
that's
right. Let's go to Notional. Notional is
mm,
not only a validator, but I would say a strong presence on Twitter.
yes.
I think Jacob has ruined my Twitter feed many times with temper
Mm-hmm.
tantrums. I've blocked him 4 or 5 times and unblocked him 4 or 5 times. Then I muted him, and then on certain days, half my feed was, "You can't read this tweet because you muted the person," and then I end up unmuting him. Right. So I feel like I have the right to engagement farm Notional for all of 2023, and I've started to do that effectively already.
Well, mhm. Should I take over now?
Yes,
So, um, Jacob announced that he's going on diet, right? Trying to
I
lose
heard he was
weight,
on an all sausage diet, which actually think is
and it
I don't think it's
collapsed.
that
It
bad.
stopped, right?
Really,
He tried for like a week or something, and then got back to old habits. So the
the thing
man
is,
cannot
he
manage
lives
his
in
own body. Do you
he
think he
lives in
can manage
Vietnam,
his own validator?
right?
That's suspicious, right?
And
It needs to
here's the other thing
be
that's
the right
suspicious.
synergy.
You live in Vietnam, they have like the healthiest, most delicious food,
Hmm.
and you're
And
eating
he still can't
sausage.
make it. Right. And he still can't make it. So despite what seems to be great validator, very reliable, I think it's the ticking time bomb, truly. Um, you know.
Yeah,
That's
I agree. I agree.
um and we know also the history, right? Be like, so I was a little bit disappointed with Notional as the supporter of Notional. But they are very clever in execution, because you may be aware the Notional put the proposal of funding 120,000 atoms. Are you aware of that proposal?
So you're saying a small grant,
Small grant, yes. Maybe touching the medium range.
smallish.
So it's excellent strategy.
All right, I
It's
got
excellent
this final goal.
strategy they have chosen, because they employed new person that handles the politics of the hub. Not sure if you've seen this strategy.
Oh, I've
Um,
seen it. Yeah,
yeah, so there is this great strategy of how to get funding, right? Like,
I mean, that's what happens when you have massive pools of money sitting there, not assigned to any entity
yeah.
whatsoever.
So,
So
for example, I saw the Notional employees buying the dip of Sommelier, for example, announcing this greatly on Twitter after the price increased 200%. Like they started complimenting a lot of people, and um also, they seem to be very vocal about the fathers, like me and you, clearly. Which is great strategy that Notional is pulling here. I think we just need to appreciate them from this strategy. Monetary thinking. That's the thing to be appreciated
but
here.
also I think the easiest thing in the world is to criticize someone like me or you because we we
Hmm.
we we are putting ourselves out there into controversy to say the truth or
Yeah.
at least our opinions based in truth.
Hmm.
So it's a very low risk, high
Yes.
reward strategy especially amongst other similar-minded validators. So
Yeah, every time I see someone criticizing me, honestly, I'm sitting in front of my laptop and I'm clapping for them. I think how great job they did. Amazing. Um, well, where you would put notional?
ah, I feel like if you want to get to the top tier of this list, you have to be the total package. You have
Mm-hmm.
to you have to run relayers, you have to validate for free, and you have to vote, you know, in line with my half-ass takes. So they're not
Mm-hmm.
an A. I didn't appreciate the immediate yes vote on 95 and the immediate no vote on 98, which to me is a similar prop.
Yes.
I'm thinking I'm gonna put them right with Steakfish as an F. The only reason why I wouldn't put them as an F minus is because I really do like the sausage cleanse strategy, and I
Mhm.
think that he should try it again. And if it doesn't work a second time, I will drop it to the F minus.
Yeah, I was actually even thinking to with F plus, but I think to get to F plus, Jacob would have to increase the amount of butter in the pan of
Well, he
pan of
Jacob
sausage.
Jacob Jacob outsourced controversy to a different account, right? I
Hmm.
think he needs to take ownership of the controversy instead of trying to split. He creates a diversion like it's not coming from him, right?
Hmm.
So, yeah, I think he's a solid F, a solid F.
Solid, solid death. Yes.
Well earned,
Uh, uh,
a well earned F.
Wonder if, yeah, maybe F before steakfish is better F than steakfish,
There
right?
we go. Okay, so left to right is descending.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, he's the number one ranked F. Basically, that's not bad.
Hmm.
All right, we
Yeah.
got Oni here. I believe Oni got an F minus on the Juno Hub. Oni validators. Uh,
This is another great strategy,
I'm biased with Oni because I'm on a multi sig with him. I
friends.
was I was I was on the
Nice.
the Meta Rats multi sig.
Right. So it's very interesting because before Atom 2.0, the Oni was nowhere to be seen, almost on the hub. But now it seems almost there is some fights between the Oni validator and the Notional, which is very interesting to see how the two comrades essentially falling apart and heading further away from each other. Oni has two members. One of the members is the great investor, right, on the in the Cosmos ecosystem, known from doing like really to the point grants that enrich the ecosystem. And the other member is this guy, Richard, who has been watching a lot of the, Andrew Tate, Jacko Wilnick, David Goggins, and other gurus on the YouTube. So he got himself into exercising, right? And for example, he go with
Yes, I see
motivation
that.
now tweets, go woke, get choked, or um what else we can learn from him. Facts are accumulated by effort, but truth reveals itself effortlessly. We can see attempt at philosophy also here, clearly. um so it almost seems like he is the more masculine one part. Or for example, look, this tweet of the can we share? So because I think
Yeah.
they should be judged upon the actions. So let's judge the actions. Are you sharing my screen?
I'll get rid of mine.
So here is the Oni validator saying, washed my hair just now with egg and honey. Can confirm. Shampoo is a scam. Scalp and hair feel 1000x healthier. So he not only put the crypto 1000x, but also his health 1000x, right? What also
I mean,
other gold we have here?
yeah, I mean, this is value add during a bear market, I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah. So I just feel with this improvement, maybe we should give them at F plus now. What do you think, Josh?
So, all right. So we're going to give them an F plus based on
Eggs and honey.
two two partners going their separate ways live
Yeah.
before our eyes on Twitter. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with that, and then we'll see. I feel like the only move from here is either to a C or to an F minus when we check back in a couple months,
Mm-hmm.
but we'll
Yeah,
see.
we'll see if they improved. We'll see if they increased the eggs on the scalp, or the maybe the eggs would help you. Have you tried? Have you
I've
considered?
heard about it. I've heard about it, but
Yeah,
it's
have
not
you
like you're
considered going to the old Chinese man to massage your scalp for the hair growth?
no. But I've heard that the eggs do something, but it's not like your hair is going to eat the eggs and like get the pro. I don't understand it,
It's waste of the food, right? Well, maybe we should drop
especially now.
honey
Eggs.
to F minus for waste of the food now.
Well, imagine how rich you are to be
Yeah.
just wasting eggs when eggs are like 5 times the
Okay,
price.
F plus. He's rich guy. No,
Yeah,
keeping them like wasting food is actually good. It only shows that you made it in life, right? For
it's like
example,
the people
uh,
that were doing the ice bucket challenge, like in the middle of the desert in
mhm,
California, right? Like you're just wasting water when it's illegal. Like you don't care about the ticket.
yeah.
Yeah,
The only place my eggs go is the pan, and the honey goes to the tea. Like I
same,
don't really do other stuff.
same.
It's
Well, there's two kinds of men. There's two kinds of men. Either you fry your eggs or you rub them on your head in the shower. That's that's basically it. All right, we got crowd favorite up next. Cosmic Cosmic Validator. We know they try really hard to move up the
hmm
active set by making videos. The videos are like clockwork every 2 to 3 or 4 weeks. They come out. Um, I would say Michael Bay definitely at least
hmm
consults them on the special effects. So, what do
Well,
you
the
think?
problem, I think we don't really know who is behind Cosmic Validator, right? Because when I see Cosmic Validator, I see the woman in the video,
Right. It's got to be a
reporter.
big team. It's got to be a big team.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's gotta be. They have media person, they have the tech person, they have the PR person writing the posts on the Cosmos forum. So it's surely like huge team. Um, you can see the logo is almost resembling Ethereum, I would say, in the right pronunciation. Just the fact that they were able to hire women to do the media, they also use the stock footage as the introduction. I do really think that the grift is prime there, and they were able to convince, you know, hundreds of millions dollars, almost billions dollars in value to give them 300 atoms a month. I really
Right.
appreciate the grift here.
I
What's your
also
opinion?
I have inside information that they went up and down the validator set asking validators to abstain.
Hmm
But I'm guessing that they wanted other validators to vote yes. Right.
hmm
So,
Yes.
but hey, they've been in the cosmos for a long time. They know how the politics works. You have a whole bunch of money sitting in a community pool,
Mhm.
and either you're going to be aggressive or you're going to be the exit liquidity for whoever's more
Mhm.
aggressive than you. So I have to respect the attempt. And if their videos, if they do what they say in the prop, the community paid for it, they should support the videos. I sometimes watch them, and that's that. I wish they
So do
would
you
have.
think the grift is at A?
Yeah, of course it's an A. Of course it's an A.
This easy
Like,
decision.
yeah, I
Cosmic
mean,
Validator is
I might have to even
absolute
do
A.
that right there because
Well, then it's disrespecting Don
I think
Cryptonium,
I
I
think
think. Maybe
I
they need
think
to work out more. But actually, they might be higher because I wasn't successful with the funding. So I have things to learn from them. Let's put them before Don Cryptonium. Hmm.
We might change our mind by the end, but I think that
It's
listen,
it's
they're
it's just
making
fair to
videos.
do it, you know.
They've made
I
more
really,
videos than I have this year, I think. So
yeah.
there you go. And who's up? Oh, Friends.
Friends Validator, very friendly. As the
Yeah.
name says, it's Friends Validator. It's all about friendships. It's all about the, friends. It's about colleagues. And next we have
I think for I think for Juno, you gave him a C. I can't remember.
who's the next one? I don't even staking. They have like t-shirts. Do you know they have t-shirts?
They interviewed me on their YouTube. It's gonna pop up soon. They said their editor's on vacation. Either that or the video came out really bad. But I got interviewed by Del Rey, and it was very
So
fun. It was very fun.
so they so they said they have editors on
Yes.
vacations, which we assume staking. It's staking. So they
Yeah,
have they have slightly more subscribers than you.
yeah,
They have 1.49k subscribers. I can see there is video weekly, one video weekly, averaging 50 views. As they use editors, they have two editors at least, we can assume, but maybe four, right? So it's a huge team, surely. Um, four video editors. Maybe they should request for some extra funding. They interviewed you. Was there one person interviewing you or multiple one?
yeah. It was Del Rey, and also I feel like very friendly on Twitter and Telegram, just like a regular guy. He's just very optimistic, even in the bear market, and
Right.
says good morning in Telegram, and
Hmm.
just
Yeah.
perma bull,
When I
perma bull.
was little child, Joe, when I was little child, I was very positive. I was going,
So was
I
I.
was I was good at sports, and I always smiled as the child. I always smiled to people. I thought that's what you're supposed to do. And then my sport teacher said to me, there is saying, pierdolnięty zawsze uśmiechnięty. It would mean fucked up is always smiling, like mentally ill person always smile. That's what he said to me, right? But pierdolnięty means like it's a swear word. It's like fucked up as always. So we simply understand that staking has mental issues, being positive in the bear market, right? And with that, I give you the decision to rank them because they interviewed you. I don't know them.
Um, I think being productive despite the mental issues is going to
Hmm.
keep them in the C area. I'm going to put them right in the C
Well, that
area.
would put me in absolutely double S rank, you know, being productive despite the mental issues.
All right,
But
so we'll
if
fix
if
that.
we if we judge upon that, yes.
Right, right, right. We'll fix that.
Yeah.
Um, I think this is chorus one, or Citadel. This is chorus one, I think.
Yeah, I don't know much about them. Maybe F minus.
All right.
Yeah.
Pikachu.
Um, is the great guy. Is apparently one person running on 500 networks and still having a lot of free time to post on Twitter, which is
I
amazing.
mean, it seems like the typical Web3 schedule is
Yes.
you wake up, you turn on your computer, and then you go to the gym, and then you play on your phone, check your discords,
Hmm.
and I think that's it actually. Oh, and then yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Um,
If they're American, I'm surely they are on Adderall, right? Would you assume they're American?
I don't know. So it's one
Yeah.
person on the Pokaju and the Pokaju intern account, you're
It's the
saying?
same. The
Yeah,
same.
I
All
think
the same. Yeah.
Adderall has to be.
Well, for well management of addiction, I think I would do A. For good
Okay.
man, it's really it's just it's not about not taking drugs. it's about managing the addiction well,
That's right.
right?
And,
Hmm.
look no further than the WWE, right?
Hmm.
You could be like Triple H. You could manage your drugs and go from the
Hmm.
bottom to the top of the corporation, or you're like, I don't know, one of these guys that just has a heart attack shaking somebody's hand or signing an
Hmm.
autograph, right?
Hmm.
So Pikachu is like the Triple H of the Cosmos Hub Validator set.
Yeah. Next we have Stake Sito,
Cito, yeah,
which is Sito, but Sito is just face of it, right? He doesn't really do it. And um, we all know that Don Cryptonium is balding. We all know that the Joe is balding, right?
yeah, it's gone. There's nothing you could do it.
And we know that Sito is balding, and I feel everyone ignoring this fact that he's balding, right? No one seemed to notice this thing beyond me, and I wonder what we do about this. Should we mention this, that he's also having the certain issues that some men face?
Maybe we have a like a once per quarter,
Hmm.
like like a market recap, only the three of us, and then we get sponsors. We get sponsored by Rogaine.
Hmm.
We get sponsored by Just for Men. Um,
Hmm.
whatever the prescriptions are that deal with this sort of thing, and then we raise a bunch of money and
Hmm.
split it three ways.
Yeah, I Sito is nice guy. He connected me to some people that later didn't responded to me. For example, he connected me with the dean from Agoric. He made the group. The dean said, hello, hello, hello." I sent the link, bumped it like 5 times after that, and of course was no response. So um and I feel it's better for my own being if I will be friend with Stake Sito. So I would place just behind Cosmic Validator. Mhm.
Okay, I think uh, I think Cito is stepping up the content creation even further.
I
I
think
hope.
maybe C because we have too much in the A. Okay,
Right,
let's
you can't.
just do.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
All
that
right.
looks way nicer
And
now.
plus,
It's still
we want to keep them
generous.
motivated. We want to keep them motivated for the next time.
Mhm.
Um,
Well, all nodes not ideal. Okay,
this is all.
um,
Yeah,
I
literally
think that just
all nodes. All nodes are all nodes. Every
yes,
single node. Yeah.
yeah. Every node they run is all nodes, right? So I would say just above notional. Mhm.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to put. I was going to put them. Okay. We got golden ratio again. Second visit. Second.
Golden ratio is like really interesting because
I think he's the most versatile validator because he knows about validating. He knows all about the project tokens on Juno and Comdex and all these other chains. He
Mhm,
knows all about UFOs, traditional
mhm.
markets. Just yeah,
The most
he's
fascinating thing to me is because I'm following golden ratio investments, right? And I did not see any single one that would be good one. Yet he implies that they are great. I remember started buying Juno at $14, right? And he tweets like he's up. Maybe he was shorting the tokens, in fact.
oh,
While
we can't have that.
because he said he's been very successful with that. Um, well, I'm really confused where I should place golden ratio now. Would you have an idea?
I think there's just an empty spot right here where you have to put
Yes,
somebody.
that's
Yeah.
that's exactly what I
So it
was
has
thinking.
literally nothing to do with merit at all.
Hmm.
It's just like it's just like OCD, like you're
Hmm.
playing Dr. Mario right now. All right. Sentinel, they have a mobile app that has a really good logo, and then when you download it onto the phone, it doesn't work at all. So I tried
They
their
have
app.
also blue pepper,
They have what?
pepper frog. They have the blue one, blue
Yeah,
version. They have
I
their
don't
own.
like that. Yeah.
You don't like the blue one, okay?
No.
Well, they were good because they had interchain foundation delegation beyond on the 20% fee, which this grift earned them few $100,000, I think, a year. Maybe not few $100, but like really good money.
20% fee is that's that's standard. If you like take if you take a business loan from the mafia, I think 20% is standard.
Maybe if they would have higher, I would place them a little bit higher. So I would place them also. I would place them in just above notional.
Yeah. I I don't think they run enough nodes to be number 1 in the F category. And for people just joining within the tiers, you have to jockey for position. So like for example, the F category, all nodes is the best in class of the F
Mhm.
class. Steakfish is lagging. Steakfish really needs to put out some good tweets, otherwise they could drop down into F minus territory.
Oh
Uh,
man, I'm sweating so much recently. Can you see? I don't know how to manage that anymore. It's stress, but Web3 is stressful, right?
it is, yeah. It's because none of it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And we have the last one,
We
right?
have Pupmos. Pupmos is, I would
Uh-huh.
say, number one validator on the Joe chain. He
Mm-hmm.
has about 68% of the delegations.
Mm-hmm.
Pupmos can shut the chain down,
It's
and
great power to have.
he could save electricity for the whole world, prevent climate change at will.
I
Um,
Mhm.
yeah, he's
Joe, I understand, but I think we need to think strategically here.
yeah.
Okay.
There's only 3 places where he can go. So he can't.
Joe. Okay. We know what's matter on the hub. Okay. Would you like to have the future funding from the grant? Maybe. Would you like to have the guests on your channel that are affiliated with the Cosmos Hub? Would you like to interview them in the future?
Sure.
Yeah. Would you like to have possibility maybe to talk with people from the grant program in the future? Just
I I would imagine that would be a good conversation.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I think we should place Patmos at horrible father destroying all the culture of the cosmos, right? Um, he's fighting. I would say if you don't like the proposal, put your own Pupmos. Okay. If you don't like the people who try to build the stuff on Cosmos, who give up on their own life, right, to make sure the hub is successful, who go through all the struggle, and despite the community feedback, they still want to do the great things for the hub. Uh, I think the pub must deserve F minus, the
So
last
we
position.
all right. So he's not going to watch this, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
At least not an hour of this, hour and 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Just just for politics, we're distancing ourselves from Putmos. Um, I would like
Yes,
to say
I'm the
that
good guy. I want to say I'm the good guy here. I see the harm the Patmos did, right? I see the fad that is being spread.
Hmm.
And please love me, cosmonauts. That's all I have to say. I'm the good guy. I can end Patmos. Hmm.
I think you're ahead of Putmos on the validator set. Is that right?
No. I'm very low. I'm.
Oh, sorry. You're above uh, cosmic validator somehow.
Let's see. Yes. Let
When
me
you
see where
when
I
you
am.
wake up in the
Yeah,
morning, do
I
you
just
just
want to say I do not appreciate the Patmos fad. Also, I might be applying for the grants, so I just want to say I don't know Patmos. I'm not friend with him. I don't really know who it is. I'm not interested in developing friendship, but I am very interested with developing friendship with everyone who is important on the hub. That's all I want to say. Mhm.
all right? Well, I don't think that's going to change Putmos's tweeting or voting, but um, to the other validators, I think the message is clear there. I think the message is clear. One thing I want to say about Putmos is the way that he tweets, right?
Mhm.
Like that's how he DMs also. I thought that when he
Yes,
DM'd, he was
exactly.
gonna just. I thought he was gonna just DM like a normal sentence, but no, no, not at all.
Chaotic Range, my fellow Remillionaire, said that Don unbonded all his atoms for Remillion. I unbonded 700 atoms. I still have like 300 or 400 of them. But I have a lot of Remillions. So just want to say to anyone, the Remillions will be worth so much at some point that I will stop. I will not rely on anyone in Cosmos. And if you view Don as the problem will get only bigger. That's a fair warning. And Don wants to be best friend with Yusef. Yes.
Yeah, they made a Twitter account for the grants program, and
Nice.
they said
How
that
much it costed?
hmm?
The Twitter formation, Twitter
Oh,
account. Mhm.
um, I think it was like 5,000 Adam. Small,
Reasonable.
small
Mm.
grant. No, I mean we could talk about the grant program really quick. I mean, I feel like it's been beaten to death, and I definitely over opposed it. Um, to be fair, it just looks like Atom 2.0 without the tokenomics redesign. I mean, like that's what it looks like. So you have Atom 2.0 with, as of right now, forever inflation at 15% and 5 times the community tax. So this you'll have
Mhm.
this ever expanding community pool, which is a big
I
part of Atom 2.0.
Mhm.
Am I missing something, or am I wrong? I
No, I actually think we with the idea that um we need funding, right? We need more funding. We need to accelerate funding. It means the funding needs to grow all the time to build more innovative and more competitive things, right? So
I
I
hope
think
so.
if you could schedule the inflation to slowly raise, right? Like now it's at 14 point something, in 6 months 15, in 1 year 17, in 3 years 20% growing, right? With that, we can also keep expanding the tax, maybe up to
Yeah,
80%.
that's what I was
And
going to
then
say.
with
Okay.
keep growing inflation, the funding to the community pool will be greater. And with that, we will be able to run a not one grant program, but we would be able to run hundreds of grant programs, right?
I think I was thinking today that we could have an IBC um, um, UFO relations
Hmm.
DAO that would be a grants program
Hmm.
for the aliens if they
In
wanted to
case they
start.
want to build in
No, they want to
the
start YouTube channels. They might want to make YouTube
yeah,
channels. They might.
yeah.
I mean, they might want to run validators. No, I agree. As the inflation, if it stays at 15%, they could double
It's
the community.
unsustainable. It's too low,
They could
right?
dou they could double the community tax and nobody would vote no. So, they would still say, "Oh, I'm getting double digit APR, I don't care." Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah,
And
I think what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna monitor the grants program, like, I'm not doing that. But if there's, like, obvious just shenanigans, let's say, I don't know what word I'm gonna use on YouTube, I think that was what we should do. We should crowdfund a proposal, 1 atom per person, till we get to the 250, and we put in a proposal to decrease the community tax 75%. And then whether it passes or not, it doesn't matter. You take the 250 and we split it between the two of us. Split it 2 ways.
I like that grift. It's very interesting.
So,
It
look,
might be worth the
I have
time.
a crown space ape. I have one. I got one.
Yeah, I don't
I
have.
love. I like my apes. I have 2 crowned. What do you call it? The humans. I have 2 of those. I got a demon one with the little demon on the arm, and I got a mutant and a crown space ape.
Joe, I tell you, my elixirs on Stargaze are not doing really great.
I sold a
And
bunch after that day. I swear I sold a
mhm,
bunch because I'm like, you know what? I need liquidity to buy. I minted
right.
Maria's NFTs and I minted
Mhm.
Trailer Park Kids because there's a one of
Yeah, I
one.
was saying the problem of Maria, because it's all branded woman from Cosmos, which I obviously don't like. I like masculinity. I like men. Um, and we need men from Cosmos, obviously.
She's making one. She's making a men's collection. She's
So
beating
even
you to
men
it.
cannot. Hmm.
Yeah.
But it will be women from Cosmos slash men from Cosmos collection. It still be brand women from Cosmos men's collection, right?
I
So
thought
it
you're
will.
gonna have her on your. You got to have her on your channel and ask her these tough questions. She,
Yeah, I
she's
will.
she's she's been on my channel twice. She's a good guest. She's a good guest.
I'm gonna get her. Yeah. She's single.
I don't know. You could ask her that. It's a it's fair game.
No, it's okay. I'm married. She
That's
got no
true.
chance.
That's
Yeah.
true. She has no chance, I'm sure.
Just I'm already taken. So I'm trying to find my elixirs. How can I dump them now? Or I'm just gonna burn them into the spaceship or whatever it is,
Yeah, but
right?
I don't think that's coming anytime soon. I think you have months for that. So I did sell 2. I think I sold 2 of my uh no, I sold 4 of my elixirs, but I got 2 more airdropped. So I have like 8. Um I think you need
Mhm.
4. You need 4. So 4, 8, 12. Um if I get to
No,
12,
I have like 32, I think, or something like that. Is it something fun I can get?
you get a spaceship and then
Is
you could alter
How
your
does the
NFTs.
evil mutated Skelly looks like? Is it looking good?
Listen, I should know this. I've asked them more than once and I forgot exactly what they said, but it looks like you'll be able to alter your Skellies trait by trait to what you want based on what you've minted. And they hinted that the rarity is important for the Skellies, and I have 3
Mhm,
that are pretty rare. So I minted really well with Skellies and also humans. Humans, I killed it. I only minted 4, and I got
mhm.
3 like in the like top 1%.
Nice. What's your favorite NFT now on Stargaze? What should I
Oof.
buy? It's interesting. You have this. Oh, this is this. A lot of this AI art has like high price. I think it's nonsense, to be
Yeah,
honest.
the AI collections are small. That's probably
Hmm.
why. I minted
It's
the
great grief.
Cosmos.
It's good
I
grief though, right?
I minted the Cosmos Coffee House. I got a couple of those. They're AI, and and if they mint out, the creator is going to donate 10% to my channel. So, but I supported that even before he decided to
Hmm.
do the collection. So he he has a Telegram and he's got his website. It's like Cosmos Pugs, but it's not only
Hmm.
Juno, it's all the chains. And then we kind of pressured him to make it a collection. So he made the collection for the
Hmm.
Telegram, basically.
I had idea the other day. I was thinking to make the collection. Let me know what you think, and if you have um Don Cheeks, right? This is Don as the Don Cryptonium and Cheeks as and it would be chickens, but with the female-like faces. What do you think? It's little pixel chickens,
I think you should
huh?
advertise it. I think you should advertise it as that. But then when people go to mint, it's totally different. Like it's just like it's like a like there's nothing even resembling that in the collection. It's all
Mhm.
like pixelated board apes or something like that. I think that would be really funny. Or it's just banners. Like it's like
I
banners that
like
say
the concept of chicks, and chickens is very important. They give the eggs, so you can wash the hair, and just it's very important,
I have
you
some
know.
chicken NFTs on Cardano.
Oh, nice. I
I
think
think
chickens
it's
are
a rug
quite
pull.
fun.
It was a rug pull. A
Ah,
slow
it's
rug.
okay.
Very
It's
slow rug.
well, it happens, right? That's
Yeah.
the
You got to
uh,
monitor monitor your big holdings. But you asked what my favorite is. I like the NFTs that pay out rewards. So I like Colonial Cats. I liked
does
Orbital
they pay
Apes.
you rewards? Is it good rewards? What's the yield?
Like per NFT it was like a half an atom, but it dropped, I guess, because of the prices.
Hmm.
My only complaint about that is that they have a bunch of validators on chains that I would not want validators on. Like they have Territory, Rebus, Sif Chain,
Hmm.
but they're high in the active set on the hub, so they should be profitable on the hub. They
Hmm.
were profitable on Evmos. I'm assuming not many validators are profitable on Evmos anymore, but I'm going to talk to them. I'll do a spaces with them because they do pay out, and they have a website where you could check your rewards. You don't have to claim it; they just automatically send it the beginning of every month. So I think I got like 5 months of rewards. The floor price is still high. The floor price is still like 6,000, Adam, but I
Hmm.
like that one. Orbital Apes pays out. Raccoon Supply is supposed to be paying out. Um, and then Gelato is supposed to pay out. Gelato might be a sleeper because they're building like good lottery stuff on Juno. They're supposed to develop animal race gambling games on Juno. I'm gonna talk to them also. I met them. I met them before. They're cool guys. They're very serious about the space. They like Juno. They like Cosmos.
Yeah, I
So
need to check them out. I heard they are really good. I mean the colonial cards, one of not many. The Genesis they did very well after mint, right? People would
and
make
their
a lot
their
of money.
second collection is Voyager cats. They have exact same utility. Exact same utility. So whichever
Nice.
one's cheaper, you get that one, and it's
Hmm.
the same
Hmm.
thing. I have Voyager cats. I don't have Colonial cats, but I want to trade one for a Colonial cat, and no one will trade me, even though it's the same thing. But you know,
Joe, what is your prediction for the for interchain security?
I know that a lot of the chains are probably not going to be great, but if we just have
Mhm.
one or two really good chains, I think that's very good for Atom holders. If we
Right.
don't, I think every Atom holder thinks in their mind, "Oh, I'm just going to sell these tokens as soon as I get them," as if they're the
Hmm.
only person that has that idea. I would like to see one or two really good chains where the token, because they're gonna issue their own token to the Atom stakers, right?
Yeah.
I want a token that not everyone's going to dump. I don't know what that's going to be. I don't know. Um, who are the consumer chains that we know of? Do you know off the top of your head?
Uh, Noble, which is the USDC chain, right? Uh,
No.
and there is Stride. I don't think it should be. There is Neutron. There is a bunch of those smaller chains, which like I see no point.
What do you mean?
I
What do you mean Stride? Does Stride has their own chain?
Yeah, but you can use also hub secure. So you can use double. So you can have your own set of validators secure it, and you can use to pay also the Cosmos hub, some rewards to secure you or share the trading fees. So I was saying this a lot about I'm now 21 on Stride, and my revenues a month from the Stride are like $5 maybe, right?
That's good.
So how much, and it will cost you one additional node to secure them from the hub. How much you will receive for that $1 a month if you are like somewhere high up in the rank, right? So it doesn't make sense. It's like non-viable. Like I see no point of that. I understand that there like maybe it's important to be secure for Stride, but like so I'm huge fan of Stride, for example. Like someone say fuck Stride and Neutron, right? But it's not about this. It's not non-economically viable for the hub, so I will vote no. Of course, my vote also doesn't matter, right? Also, I want to say, like, there was the I need to make video on this. I listened to the conversation, like I hosted conversation between Babylon and Jacob Gadikan, the uh, about, because the Babylon security might decrease the unbonding time. I know on Cardano there is like zero, right? And many people thinks if we have no
Yeah.
unbonding time, it would mean that liquid staking will be not used, which is not true. Liquid staking will be used even if you have 1 minute unbonding time, because it would allow degens to squeeze more value. And that's
Yeah.
why simply
Yeah. Yeah.
liquid staking will, like, if you have to bond stake Atom, you cannot use the Atom in DeFi or something like this. But if you can do both things at the same time, people will use it. Even
Right.
if
Well,
you have 1 second unbonding, which is impossible, people will use. So I, like, sometimes when you listen to the nerds, they don't understand the word. Like, they think people liquid stake because they just want to stay liquid. No, they will do it
oh, they
because they
want
want
to.
to
It's
get
for
maximum
transaction
yield.
volume.
Yeah.
Because Adam has a problem with without liquid staking, and it's that you want most people to stake their Atom for the security of the
Mhm.
chain, but then you can't have transactions. So the liquid staking solves that. I don't know if how liquid staking pays out rewards. I don't understand that. I don't understand if that's sustainable. I also don't think that the derivatives
Some
should ever trade near the value of the original asset.
Yeah.
So
Someone asked, when would that happen? Okay, so what I'm talking about, even if we don't have the unbonding time. So let's say you have 1 minute unbonding on Atom, right? Which is like, will never happen probably, but let's say maybe will. But let's say, oh, then we don't need liquid staking, right? So
yeah,
assumption is everyone would stake Atom then, and let's say the yield is like 20%, which is now, maybe will be less, doesn't matter. So it means, hey, it makes sense because you can unbond it anytime and sell it. So it doesn't matter to liquid stake.
right.
Also, if you have such a short unbonding time, your derivative will be always very close to Atom. So it's actually more secure for liquid staking. If you have 3 weeks, it's more dangerous. But then you have to make the choice with native asset. You want to stake it for 20% yield, or you want to maybe provide liquidity on the DEX. Maybe you want to use it as the collateral, which is very dangerous. You could get liquidated. But even if you have 1 minute bonding time, you can use liquid staking. You can go to lending borrowing. You can supply it there, earn 20% yield, borrow then 70% of atoms against that, switch to liquid staking again, and loop it till you will be earning 60% yield, and you will leverage yourself very high and you might get liquidated. But that's what people will do. This is why liquid staking will be viable, because people will always aim for maximum value extracted what they can do.
Yeah. There's always
And with
someone
liquid
that's
staking,
going to
even if
use
you
that.
have no one bonding time, they will be able to degen more. And this is why, no, you cannot do the same with native, because um, if you use the Atom in the DeFi, it's not staked there, right? Unless you would have staking available. So if you use your Atom as the collateral there, you will not earn the 20% on the stake in the borrowing platform, because it will be liquid asset, unless they would enable this asset to be staked there.
I mean, I think they
So
could still lower. I think they could lower the bonding periods, right? Adam is
they will
14
like one
days.
one day maybe, yeah, with
Even
the
if you have a different APR, I think people will still opt for even if let's say 5 days, that's still a long time to be without your tokens, right? You can't do what you want with them. Um, yeah. What do you think of the wind bonding period, like 700 days, 730 days, something like that?
I want to yeah, it's great.
It's a layer
um
two, so it's a DAO token, so it's a little different than layer one, right?
it's something that Curve essentially do. So I think when you start, you just max bond it.
That's
That's
what
the
I did.
best idea
I,
you could do.
I
Don't
put
really think
half of
much.
them max and half of them I kept liquid just in case.
Yeah, yeah. So I just at the airdrop I bonded it. I nearly all it got it all back. I think they might have points. So yeah, Cosmodon. This is what I'm saying. Like I don't say the liquid staking is some secure option. I'm saying with liquid staking, people will degen, they will take it and leverage it to the point till they earn 60% additional atom yield. And I believe liquid staking, as it becomes popular, will drive the next crypto bubble because those things will be happening. And then we will got massive liquidations across the board of liquid staked assets. And that will maybe end the bubble. That's my theory there.
I did
So
a
it's
video
not
about
about
liquid
what's
staking.
secure.
Yeah.
Sorry?
I did a video like about a month and a half
Mhm.
ago when Stride airdrop went live. It was me and Tank, and we were both like, this is not going to end well, most likely, but I guess we have to have it. And otherwise, someone else is going to just make the protocol. It's,
Mhm.
people have very short memories about what happened on Terra and what happened on centralized exchanges. People just they
Mhm.
think that, oh, new, different means better or different means improved. Different is just different, right? So there's a
Mhm.
different way to leverage. So it's
Mhm.
for someone like me, I'm probably never going to use liquid staking unless it's a super short time frame.
Yeah, I don't know. I might play. Obviously, I might make tutorials because there are people who will want to degen, right? Um, so it's okay, but it's always needed because we always be replicating the real world, and we have tons of derivatives, right? So we'll be using liquid staking and trying to max out the value. What you can even more like imagine you will have liquid staking, and I keep repeating myself from Lido and Stride. Then you just liquid stake with them both, so you don't have to do half half. Then you have pool Lido liquid staking with Stride liquid staking, so you earn 20% yield on that, right? Then let's say you take your LP tokens and go to log them in like wherever, Umi or Mars, and borrow against that, provide more.
Right.
You might also get in, so you might actually get very high returns on that degen investment till you get liquidated, right? Because this will happen. But I'm saying people will be using liquid staking. It's naive to think they would not use
Yes,
it.
of
They
course.
they they will they will be aiming for the maximum gamble. This is what people do with NFTs. This is what people do with leverage trading, and those things also drive adoption. This
Yeah,
weird.
they
Mhm.
drive bubbles and they they
Yeah.
drive adoption. With every
Yes.
bubble, there's adoption, right? All right, let's let's talk about NFTs,
Hmm.
and then we could wrap it up.
Yes.
You are now a non IBC NFT maxi, right?
Hmm.
You are avoiding Stargaze NFTs temporarily, at least,
That
because you had some shit luck success on Ethereum.
a little bit of success. So um I'm big fan of Milady Maker, right? So I have like 6 Miladies. Um, the My thesis is you only buy NFT that you like, right?
Yeah,
You need
yeah,
to follow your heart when you buy the NFT. You don't buy the NFT because you think the price go up. This NFT was canceled before because was considered to be, well, there was a lot of controversy about this, but it was scheduled cancelled by the certain influencers who had interest in other NFTs. And when I looked at this, I was like, if I see someone got cancelled and they have like still strong community that doesn't give a shit, it's like, oh, there is something about it, right? So I was like, this is actually fun. I want to be outside of this Cosmos serious people that cannot even take the April Fool joke. And I started hanging out there, and I bought more. And then like this same project had other collection, which I minted over 100, and it minted out and it doubled. So it ended up being like by far my largest um uh my largest holding. Right now I'm trying to buy a little bit with the Kanto. It's just probably FOMOing. But I think it's quite enjoyable, like to buy NFTs where people say opposite to what Joe said, like there's no utility, just degen. Like this NFT or free means or cheap means, you buy it and you don't know what will happen, right? It's quite non-serious thing, but I think it's fun to.
I think you need some on every platform that do have
Mhm.
utility, right? Because then when those people do their 10x or 20x and they sell, now they have liquidity to splash around in the fun NFTs that maybe have no utility, but they catch on. Like this person has a chode. I'm
Well,
sure, I'm
mhm.
sure the chodes will rise again because
Well,
they're
I disagree because chodes are essentially just copy of the Ethereum NFT, which was larva chodes.
right, but they're still the baby chodes are great. The star chodes are
Yeah, but
great.
I think what I'm saying, so the chodes was more likely a scam, I believe.
On
No, larva
Stargaze,
chodes are not larva chodes are not the one. Like what was the what was the chodes on Ethereum? But yeah, it was just copy. It's almost one-to-one copy, from Ethereum actually.
yeah, I mean,
Sorry
they're
for.
I think they'll have staying power on Stargaze. They're too good. They're too gnarly looking for people to forget about
Oh,
them.
sorry, it's called larva chats. So can I share the screen?
Yeah,
Look at this. So sorry, people, to shit on the chodes, but it was a grift. It was essentially a grift.
you got to go to the page. There you go.
Yeah, this
I don't know. I
was
think
that's it.
the Stargaze ones look better than these.
It
They look a
doesn't
lot.
matter. It was nearly one-to-one copy, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but
This was the
maybe
popular code.
maybe the creator will come back and we'll have mutant chodes.
Maybe, yeah, but that was a little bit of grift there. So
What
yeah,
about
I,
Ali?
I I tell
You
you,
know,
hanging out with NFT communities is much more fun than hanging out in Cosmos communities. It's just the Cosmos is just so serious. It's just there is no fun at all. Like no one can joke here. No one can discuss. No one can drop funny questions.
well,
So
well, you saw what happened. We had to put Putmos in the penalty box
yes,
so that we
yes,
don't get backlash. Yeah,
yeah.
I was kind of hoping, and for selfish reasons, that Solana was going to completely be dismantled, so that we would get some of those people into Cosmos. I like there was part of me that wanted Solana to just like brush off this
Hmm.
catastrophe with FTX, but there was also a part of me that said, you know what? If the chain halts and never goes live again, some of those people will get to Cosmos, and then it will be I think a clash of personalities. I think that'd be good for Cosmos. Um, I
it,
did
it
a
it
join
would be
spaces with
so different because Solana NFTs have like just, and I'm sorry again, way better communities, just way better.
well, they have a lot of business like NFTs that represent businesses and they get paid out. Like people, they're almost like
Um,
dividend paying stocks. Some of the projects, and I did a spaces about it, and a guy on my spaces had a portfolio of these NFTs, 13 different projects that pay out weekly or monthly
and
dividend, and not in bullshit tokens, in Solana, right,
but
or
the
stablecoin.
marketplaces on Solana are really good. Like, do you know Solana Art.io
I've used Magic Eden. I've only had two
and
projects, and
Magic Eden? Yeah,
they
yeah,
were both
Magic
rugs.
Eden.
I
Those
got rug
marketplaces
spaces.
are just amazing. Like that's simply a fact, and no people knows about this, right? Like
Their
how
wallet's
good
really good
this.
too. Their
So
wallets.
yeah, like
They have a
those
wallet.
communities will not
They
come.
have a wallet for people that don't know. They have a wallet where you could actually see your NFTs in the wallet. Imagine that. You don't have to
Yeah.
be on like a desktop computer to see your NFTs. So there's that. I think that we need like an NFT wallet for Cosmos.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah. Hopefully we'll have it soon. I think there is teams who work on the wallet, so it would become
he's
fun. But yeah,
he's asking about the payouts. The payouts are not from royalties. The payouts are from whatever the business generates. So like, I guess for some of the projects, they have a mint, they take the money from the mint to fund their business, and then they pay out actual revenue to the NFT holders, not royalties, not secondary market activity. It's actual, there's actually a business, either brick and mortar or, gambling online, something like that, and they pay out.
I was thinking if should start something like this, but maybe it's not easy, right? Like just sell the NFTs as the business and run some things under this, and like as you expand your ventures, right? This like kind of community holds it, but I still would like to have the biggest holder. So probably I would mint like 10% of NFTs for myself or something like this, right? So you do the same structure like as with traditional companies. Anyo is nice art, but it doesn't really have community.
Yeah, but they're Genesis collection, aren't they?
It's
I
good.
like the Genesis collections just to have for like keepsakes. So I have Women from Cosmos, Owlies, I have Stargaze Punk, Hyperion, IBC Friends. I have a bunch of the Genesis ones.
But not bad kids, right? The
I don't.
cheapest one. But
I screwed myself so bad with Bad Kids.
yeah, you
And
didn't buy
I
the
was actually
cheapest
I
one,
was looking
right?
at them today and all the floor ones I don't want. I'm like, I don't want these.
Yeah, the floor is like the problem with band kids
The
is like
hamburger one, no, the couch on fire is the funniest NFT I've ever seen.
the couch on fire. I think
There's only
it's
one.
belonging to one of the people who help with bad kids to
Good for
start.
them. I think that's the funniest thing ever. I would love permission to just right click it and put it in my banner. Like that to me, I think the couch on fire is the
Oh,
greatest.
just save it. Why are you not doing it?
I met that guy. I don't want to get on his bad side. Cortland.
I don't think couch
I
is
took a
his name.
selfie. I took a selfie with Cortland.
Yeah. But yeah, like if you like something, I think you should
Baby Adam.
just
No, I don't
save it.
have any Baby Adam. Don has a bunch of Baby Adam though.
I had few. It was a rag, right?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah. It was a rag. I still hold a lot of bad kids. Don't want to sell anything because all the ones that I wanted to sell I sold. So I have actually some expensive to sell, but no one buying.
You have the hamburger one? The hamburger one's funny. The baseball one's great too.
I have the baseball one. I think I sold hamburger, or maybe still not. I'm not sure. Yeah, I sold it for like 35,000 stars, which quite low back then.
35,000?
Stars, yeah.
Uh,
thousand
you cut
dollars was it? Yeah.
they minted for 100 stars, right? That was like 50
Yeah.
bucks, 40 bucks,
Yeah.
something like that. 40, I don't know what I was doing.
$35. Yeah. So,
You know what I was doing? I was like, I'm getting 100% APR on my stars tokens. I was more bullish on stars tokens because I was
Mhm.
blinded by the APR. So I didn't want to over mint anything. And then I was like, the marketplace isn't even going to be open for like a
Mhm.
month, 2 months. I'll be able to get it on the marketplace. And I was totally wrong with a lot of them. Even the Stargaze punks, I was like, this might not even mint out. And then it went to like 4,000, 5,000 stars.
Yeah.
So I had no handle whatsoever, even though I knew every collection up and down, because I started interviewing them before Stargaze opened,
Mhm.
and I still botched that mint so bad. It was I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, I
All
was
my
just
stars,
lucky there. When the bad kids pumped to like at some point, my bad kids I held was like $40,000 of the floor price. Just like
yeah,
of course I didn't sell it at the top or anything like this. I sold like total 50 bad kits of the average like $150 maybe or $100. I'm not sure. And yeah, it's still worth quite decent. I believe my collection must be worth like 10K or something. The bad kids, right? But
that's not
not
bad.
recent.
That's not bad at
Mm.
all. You can't complain about that. But you said you're mostly in NFTs, right? Right now, I think the way to go is to be in mostly NFTs and stable
Yeah, I
coins.
want to I want to tell. So I don't have much atoms. I have some atoms, few hundred of them. My biggest portfolio is probably Stargaze because I work for them, so like obviously that would happen. A little bit of Juno, some dust like Umi dust because they tipped me or something like this. So my crypto portfolio is not big at all. My crypto portfolio, I think even now 80 or maybe even 90% is actually NFTs. So, but my NFT, do you know, like I can't make NFT videos. They don't trend at all on my channel. My audience is not that. They value
It's not your
more.
audience. It's not your audience.
Yeah, my audience
The
crypto.
NFT
Yeah.
communities are tiny because it's only the
Yes.
holders that care. And I stopped doing NFT videos a long time ago. I would rather do videos on the platform itself, like
Mm-hmm.
Stargaze, or I have another NFT video coming where don't have to spend time talking about any one project, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I I thought that NFT content was going to be good on YouTube.
No,
It's very
doesn't.
hard to get
But
good.
even NFT platforms, like the most popular videos you can make are about Cosmos Hub, Juno, Osmo, things like that. Wind is popular, right, as the platform, but like
For now,
going with the
we know
NFTs like that.
the Juno community is a little bit they're fickle. They might ignore Wind before too long. You don't know, so we'll see. I think what Wind is doing is I want to say like make or break for
Mhm,
Juno, just like ICS is make or break for Atom.
mhm.
I think that Wind is the most important thing happening right now.
Yeah, if they execute fast, that's important.
It
Wind
looks like
could
they
like
are.
really win a lot
They
now
have
if they
another
would
app
be.
coming. They have another app coming either this month or next month.
What will be, well, what is it going?
They won't tell me because they know that I have a big mouth.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I would tell everybody. I would be like,
Me too.
"Hey,
I would.
God," first I would buy some Wind and I would say, "Guys, they're coming out with whatever, um,
Let me see
Oracle
what's
or
the price of the wind now.
Dao Dao
26
seems
cents.
more
I'm bad.
Dao Dao is definitely important, but that tooling is not really ready to be used by everybody. Dao Dao is if you go to the website, it's a disaster. Like
Yeah.
there's no instructions on the website. Someone's going to accidentally lock like $10 million in a wallet and they're not going to be able to get it out. I'm
Hmm.
sorry,
Hmm.
but that website is just it needs to be really improved. Otherwise, it's very risky to use it unless you already know what you're doing ahead of time. But
Yeah.
DAO DAO in general, that to me, that's the bull case for Juno because
Hmm.
you need to organize all this mishmash of DeFi shit where no one knows what's happening. No one knows where the tokens are. Sub DAOs within DAO DAO, you could almost build a corporation on a blockchain and nobody has to know each other. So
Hmm.
and it could move very efficiently. If you it will take a lot of trial and error, but DAO DAO's website needs a lot of help. I'm sorry, it needs a lot of help. Like, what are you even clicking on? There's not even like like those little question marks where if you put your mouse over it, a little bubble comes up says, if you click this, this is what's going to happen. DAO DAO more than any other website needs that
Yeah.
desperately.
This is yeah. Sorry. Like I love Jake and Dao Dao. It's not the best Dao tooling that's out there. It's not.
I
I'm
haven't
sorry.
seen many others. I know that there's a good one on Terra, but I didn't. Was it? Is it Feather, or is it? Am I confusing it? I don't know what it's called. There's one on
Um.
Terra that's pretty good.
I don't know, but Ethereum DAO tooling much better UX.
Oh
So
yeah, oh yeah. Well,
less
Ethereum's not.
options. So you will not have the options because like the problem is the DAO is so good. It has so many options, right? But the people are still not engaged into that. Will be very small community. It might grow, but like on Ethereum, it's mainly like vote yes, no, and do some
That's
text
good enough
like
in the beginning. That's good
yeah, yeah,
enough in
yeah.
the
So
beginning.
that's how
So
maybe you drive adoption at first. So um, yeah, Juno maybe trying too much. I'm not sure. Yeah. I mean, DAO maybe try too much, but
but
like yeah.
I do think DeFi needs DAOs to organize things, and I think that the teams that master like the organization,
Mhm.
I think they'll be more of the long term, you know, just like the long term projects. I see DeFi as very disorganized. I think that the UXs are terrible. I'm not talking about Cosmos. I'm talking about overall. Like, there's not many Uniswaps out there. Where Uniswap, you already,
Well,
it's like self-explanatory. But
the problem of DeFi, you need to get the real world derivatives to trade
yeah,
on DeFi to
obviously.
it actually because now like actually all you can trade is crypto tokens. That's it. That's small market. That will not be dominant
Well,
market,
think about
right?
this.
If you
Crypto is crypto. All of crypto is like the same market cap as like Apple, right?
yeah,
It's or
less I think
it's
even
less.
or
Yeah.
maybe yeah. So it's very small place, right? Like you DeFi will be big if you would get those stocks derivatives to trade or stuff like this. Someone said Evmos is going nowhere. The thing with Evmos is it doesn't have EVM community. So um, Evmos had Cosmos community and tried to introduce EVM to them, and those people didn't really enjoy using EVM.
I don't
That's the
think that.
problem.
I don't think that's what happened. I think what happened was I think the airdrop missed its mark. They didn't get enough Ethereum people.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They got the Cosmos people, but they didn't get the Ethereum people.
The Cosmos
So
people
they,
are going to chase airdrops no matter where. You could put an airdrop on any chain. You could put an airdrop on whatever Ethereum Classic. They'll go get it. But you need the Ethereum people to
yeah,
use Cosmos chain. The airdrop missed its mark, and then like that token run up was simply because almost nobody claimed the airdrop.
yes.
Yeah.
And I think this is why Kanto is actually successful because Kanto is people from Ethereum, right? So Kanto is built by the people who build the applications on Ethereum and are like Ethereum OGs. They come from Uniswap and Slingshot and many others. So they actually had Ethereum community. And that's why everyone gets angry. Yeah, it's a fork, but in EVM, I think community and culture is way above the tech. Evmos is like working great, but so what? If you have Cosmos community and at the same time you have Juno and others that are simply better experienced than Evmos in in the using the chain. So Cosmos people, I don't think they will actually come to EVM. Cosmos people don't will I don't think Cosmos people will come to EVM chains like Evmos
Well, let me
itself.
ask you this: for an EVM chain, is it just the fact that you could easily migrate apps from Ethereum to that chain? Like you could just
Yeah, and it's like
copy
it's all the
paste.
same address, right? So let's say you want to you use one address across EVM chains, right? So you have the
Right.
same address on Ethereum, Cantor,
Binance.
Evmos, and like
I think Binance
everywhere.
I the same, and I think
Yeah, yeah,
Polygon
yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's all the same address everywhere. So you can easily bridge and like that's make it easy experience for people. So if you introduce the new EVM chain to Ethereum community, it might be confusing, but it's like, hey, you just switch the network in MetaMask and transfer your tokens there. That's all you need to teach people, right? So it's easy.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, I don't use Ethereum that much. I have like 2 NFTs or no, I've yeah, 2 or 3 NFTs over there. I played around with Uniswap and Aave a little bit. It, at the time that I was interested in it, the gas fees were like $100, so I couldn't do much there. I did
mhm.
learn how to use Polygon, but it cost me like $100 to get like $500 over there. But that's the
Yeah, now
that,
it's a little better. I can tell you there is some good apps. So, for example, so problem with Canto, for example, they have the Canto bridge, which is gravity bridge, and it's very cheap because it batch transactions, right? So it only send the transactions once like 10 people send the transaction, right? So it make it much cheaper. Um, so I'm refreshing here because I'm making beat on something. But this is also a problem because, for example, Canto now has the gas fee. So if you are completely new, you cannot really use Gravity Bridge unless you would already have some Canto tokens. So um, that's the problem. But there is this website which is called Signups. You can bridge from any network from Ethereum to Canto. It costs like $10, $8, which is much better now. So some people would be willing to do it. It's not the worst if you have some money,
I'll have to look
right?
at it. I haven't had time to play around. I just got the new computer. That's what I'm using
Mhm.
now. This is the first time I'm using it. I had it for like 3 weeks.
Oh, it sucks, but I will send you some Canto tokens so you can easily
It's
bridge through Gravity Bridge. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you have MetaMask,
yeah,
just
I I haven't even put my wallets on this computer yet. I
mm.
got this just to make my life easier editing videos and to buy myself a toy.
So what I want to say with the Canto, if the Canto would like do easy IBC connection to like main page of Osmosis, then you can bring Canto people to Cosmos. It's not going opposite way. It's not gonna happen.
Mm.
So Canto doesn't need Cosmos. So I don't know why Cosmos people got so angry at Canto that it was so successful. Dude, you never don't even use it. Why you care? Right?
Right,
It's
right,
not
right,
even
right,
your
right.
community. Why are you so cringe? Like,
They got
so
hurt by that
because they didn't
all that
understood.
rich.
They thought it's like some people trying to scam Cosmos community. It wasn't it. They just built their own chain for their own people. And somehow it picked up. So yeah,
All
I
right, let's
heard that people think it's a grift because I heard they have 1 hour proposals, which is on the make it like shows you how fun is the like how weird and shit show is this.
could you imagine?
Apparently someone put proposal to increase the gas fees and they increased too much. So right after it, there was another proposal to lower it. Can you imagine this happening on Cosmos?
Yes,
It's bad.
it would
It's
be great.
bad, but it's also funny that they
Eh,
don't know how to even structure governance, and it's like experiment.
they need DAO DAO. They need DAO DAO on their chain to get it
Oh,
right. And
sure.
the wind governance I find quite good. It's like a breath of fresh air actually that
Hmm.
you could
Yeah,
like have rankings for stuff.
yeah,
All right, well, let's do one more thing and then we'll wrap it up.
yeah. I
Um,
need to go gym. Yeah,
that's right. That's right. You gotta.
nothing happens with red versus blue. Someone
Yeah.
asking. No one cares.
I gave mine away. I got black tokens and I don't know what to do with them. So
Yes,
I lost interest in
useless,
that
right?
really fast.
Hmm.
And it's my fault that I lost interest, not because of anything that they did, but I don't like those games where I don't know the rules and that they just tell me I have tokens. I'll probably have to pay taxes on those, so screw that game.
No, yeah, yeah, yeah. American people, exactly.
The-
Problem.
so all right, last thing. Are you at all um bullish on any specific non-bad kids NFT project on Stargaze?
Mm.
Or you have a short attention span, you just go from one project to the other for a week at a time and that's it?
The bad kids were like quite distinctive, right?
Yes, yes.
Maybe Space Killies is quite fun. I only have
You
two, but
you
they have
like them.
strong
They
community.
they
So
have a good
just
team.
community. I didn't like the art. So yeah,
Really?
Space Killies.
I like the Space Skellies.
Someone says
Timmy's
Joe's. I think the Joe art could be nicer. To be honest, I think it was a little
you
bit low effort.
you know when I unblocked Jacob, it was when he said the Joe collection was ugly. I was like, "I miss this guy." I unblocked him. He said it on his space. And
Yeah,
then, someone said, "Oh, I minted a Diljo." And then Jacob said, "Oh, women like Diljos." Very serious.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Timmy,
know nothing about art. Yeah, I could make Joe's better. I could make Joe's really good.
you don't have to try. It's fine. I
But I'm
have
not
a
trying. I think the low effort is the best thing there. So
oh,
still keep
yes.
my Diljo. I kept one Diljo, so it's my favorite.
There's another collection coming out with that.
Nice.
Different
Yeah,
creator.
I hope it's good.
Timmy doesn't know about it, I don't think. But,
Yeah, so I think Space Killies are a good one.
I like
They
their
do
team.
well.
They do their
Yeah, yeah,
spaces once or
yeah.
twice a week. They're more professional, I think, and they're very deliberate with their project.
I kept one Joe, the V1, and I have some V2 and V3. I think. Yeah.
I only have one Joe, actually, Timmy. I only have one.
I'm waiting for Spark IBC for Timmy to go against me as everyone in Cosmos. I'm waiting for Timmy becoming friend with all the important people, and then like and being like, oh, Pixel Wizards, yeah, Pixel Wizards, yeah, that was fun. Timmy will go one day becoming friend with everyone, and he will say, "Nah, Don Cryptonium is the father. He just lost his mind. Not worth to talk to him." It will happen one day.
Pixel Wizards was fun. I got lucky in that mint too. Um, I minted a rare one. I was able to sell all, and I kept one that I liked. I think that's
Well,
the goal.
I slept. So
Right, you missed everything. That was a fast. That was like 5 minutes or something like that. I was in the bathroom. If I didn't bring my phone into the bathroom, I wouldn't have gotten any
man.
because I wasn't on the
I
wait
bought
list.
some, so I did okay. I bought like 500 floor, so it was okay.
You
No
double.
problem.
You could double.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll let you go to the gym. I appreciate the
Yeah.
time. This was fun.
I also need a pee and one more coffee. Yeah.
I do not go to the gym, but I have to start. Maybe I'll download your workout from your website and join your
I just have
newsletter.
nothing to do. I make videos and go gym. That's all I do in my life. It's horrible life. It's horrible way of living. You
Yeah.
should have fun. You should go meet friends, get drunk, take drugs. Actually enjoy your life a little bit, okay? Don't do what I do. It's
This not financial advice, life advice is what it is.
just don't be fixated on self-improvement because you might forget living, right?
That's why I don't go to the gym. Yeah.
Yes. Just enjoy life. Just go to the pool. It's fun. It's similar to gym, but it's more enjoyable, right?
It is. I have to stop a little kid from drowning every like 10 minutes because she doesn't understand water. So I keep her in the 6 inches of water, and then I have to stay like 5 feet away, and she just dives in and just.
How old is she?
One of them is 3.5. That one is trouble, and then one 4 months.
Yeah, this one require. I'm surprised you still have time to stay on spaces at night having family. Once I have
Because
family, once I have babies, I'm gone.
she wakes me up, so I'm up, and then it's
Right.
their schedule is very, very inconsiderate. Put it that way, extremely
Yeah.
inconsiderate. And then the last couple weeks was just like every 90 minutes getting woken up. It was like Navy SEAL training for like 2 weeks.
I might give up on the fatherhood then.
You can't go to the gym and have fatherhood. That's what I know. It just doesn't. You will never feel good enough to go to the gym. And half of your meals will be eating leftover food that your kid didn't eat because you don't want to waste it. It's just
yeah, I'm gonna tell that to my wife that sorry, but we're not gonna have family life. And no, I'm gonna do it. I just need to make it first in crypto, so then I will not care, right? So I will stop making videos. Just
I did it backwards.
Give me 1 year more. I'm gonna blow up on YouTube and then just disappear romantically.
I hope so. That's the hope for everybody.
Yeah, and I'll be family man with a family, big house, crypto money, playing with the kid in the garden.
Every couple months, you come back just to put a controversial proposal on a Commonwealth from an anonymous name.
And picture, look, guys, at my big house and my great car. You poor motherfuckers. Bye. I'm out.
Look how much food I could waste and how much electricity I could waste.
Yeah. Looking forward to these times,
All right. We'll just show up at the conferences in like a bathing suit and like a bow tie, just
in pajamas. That's how I will come to Cosmoverse in pajamas, and I'll be like, if you're at my level of wealth, you don't have to care. That's it. Still, people respect you. Still look up to you.
Just giving away T-shirts
with Dawn face
before and after. Before. Well, I hope you get there. I hope both of us get there, but it's not going to be anytime soon. It doesn't look like it.
You just need to be a little bit lucky. That's it. I believe like luck is important.
You got to be a good grant writer, and you could make it.
That's true. I think with the grants you could achieve a lot. Imagine you get $5 million grant. Leverage trade.
like a
and then
medium
it
grant.
explode, right? Like imagine you get $5 million atom grant, then you would and you get opportunity like Terra, you shorted 100x, and you end up with 500x, $500 million, and you out. No one's seen you again, right?
This might be the last live stream for both of you that are watching. And Don, I'll let you go to the gym. I'll talk to everyone tomorrow, I guess. But this is a good stream. Thanks for
Yeah.
uh, thanks for
Thank you for
accommodating
having
my.
me.
No, our time schedules rarely line up. It's like once. It's like a full moon, like once a month.
Yeah, I might try to make video, or I make myself a break. I need to do more breaks.
Go on a
But yeah,
vacation, man.
thank you for having me. I'm just gonna drop right away. So,
Go
Joe,
for it.
enjoy your night.